What's up, Eurofootball Daily? And today we've got 10 players who are out of contract and without a club who can be picked up on a free this summer. 10. Yacine Brahimi. Once one of Europe's most talked about wingers, Yacine Brahimi has now left Porto after 5 years, with the big move many expected him to make having never materialised. However, at 29, the skillful forward still has a lot to offer, with his 15 goal contributions in 2018-19 a career best. Having cut his teeth in Ligue 1 and La Liga before making the switch to the Estadio Dragao in 2014, Brahimi clearly has the quality to play in a top 5 league, and many reports have seen him strongly linked with a move to Arsenal, who are in need of reinforcements in attack. However, with Zaha the Gunners' top target, Brahimi is very much seen as a backup option. Nevertheless, the Algeria international is also an alleged target for Fenerbahce, Real Betis and West Ham, and so he shouldn't struggle to find a new home in which he can thrive. If a club can guarantee him a regular starting spot, enough money to pay off his third party, and £80,000 a week, he's probably theirs. Just before we move on to the next one, make sure you guys are subscribed to Eurofootball Daily and have hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video. 9. Filipe Luís. With Diego Godin finally official at Inter Milan and Juanfran also gone, Filipe Luís is the third Atletico Madrid legend to be departing the Wanda Metropolitano this summer. The Brazilian made a total of 333 appearances for Los Rojiblancos, the second most for a non-Spaniard in the club's history, behind the aforementioned Godin, and along with the sale of Lucas Hernandez, has left Diego Simeone with a need for total renewal on the left side, with highly rated Brazilian youngster Renan Lodi expected to fill the void. 34 years old in August, Luiz's next move will likely be his last, and while a few clubs could do with his experience at the back, he can surely no longer expect a regular starting place at a top club. However, the former Chelsea man has been linked with a move to Fluminense, which would mark a first trip back to his homeland since leaving in 2004, and the Brazilian Serie A has a record for getting the best out of returning heroes in their twilight years. Meanwhile, Barcelona are understood to have been monitoring the former Blues man, and if they can't find a long-term successor to Jordi Alba, Luís could be a good backup in the short term. 8. Gary Cahill. A peripheral figure under Maurizio Sarri, Gary Cahill has otherwise been a key man for Chelsea in his 8 seasons at the club, appearing over 40 times in all but 3 of them and playing a vital role in 2 Premier League title wins. Despite this excellent service, the Englishman couldn't get a league start in 2018-19 and was limited to just 22 minutes in the Prem, a far cry from his triumph from his 2016-17 season under Antonio Conte, when he completed the full 90 in 35 games, scored 6 goals from centre-back and captained the side for much of the campaign. Now 33, Cahill is looking for a move to another top-flight club, with now relegated Fulham having failed in their attempts to lure the defender to Craven Cottage in January. Former employers Aston Villa are now said to be the favourites to sign him, and the prospect of linking up with John Terry could be a draw for a man who appeared alongside him 134 times. 7. Mario Balotelli. One of the more prominent journeymen of the last decade, Mario Balotelli finally looked settled at Nice, where he scored 43 goals in his first 2 seasons before a falling out with manager Patrick Vieira forced him to jump along the French Riviera to Marseille in January 2019. But despite enjoying a productive few months at the Stade Velodrome, where he averaged a goal every 118 minutes, the Maverick striker is once again without a home. The 2010 Golden Boy winner turns 29 in August, and reports currently suggest he is set for another return to Italy, which could be beneficial considering he was surprisingly called up to the Azzurri squad by Roberto Mancini in 2018, after a 4-year absence. Fiorentina, Genoa and Parma are all interested in the former Man City man, but his wage demands could be a stumbling block if there is an approach for him. Apparently Marseille were put off a permanent deal themselves by a salary worth nearly £4 million a year, and considering his last Serie A adventure saw him score once in 20 games on loan at AC Milan, he represents an expensive risk. 6. Daniel Sturridge. Another former Liverpool striker, Daniel Sturridge's spell on Merseyside was markedly better than Balotelli's, starring alongside Luis Suarez in the Reds' free-scoring title challenge in 2013-14, and staying at Anfield for over 6 years despite persistent injury problems. In fact, since that famous campaign, Sturridge has failed to make more than 20 appearances in a single league season, and has scored just 7 Premier League goals since 2016. So it's no wonder the club have decided not to renew his contract, but he still offers great experience to any potential suitors, and as we saw with that goal against Chelsea in September 2018, he can still pull off the spectacular when he's fit. At the time of recording, Rangers have been touted as the early frontrunners for his signature, with former teammate Steven Gerrard previously labelling him as the best English striker he's ever played with. Other possibilities include Aston Villa, Leicester and the MLS. Whether anyone will match his £120,000 a week wage is another matter. 5. Dani Alves. He may be 36, but based on his performances at this summer's Copa America, Dani Alves is still well worth taking a punt on. The former Barcelona man has been one of the stars in Brazil, making 3 tackles and interceptions a game, completing nearly 3 dribbles a match, and humiliating arch-rivals Argentina for good measure. His unwavering class on the field, coupled with an excellent injury record, he's only played less than 40 games in 2 of the last 15 seasons, makes him an attractive option for any club, looking for someone to fill in on the right side. And his positional versatility means that he could be on the wing, at wing-back, or at full-back. According to reports, Alves is keen on setting foot in one of the few places he hasn't conquered, the Premier League. However, with Manchester United signing Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Man City linked to João Felix, and Chelsea not allowed to sign any players, the pool of clubs who need him and can afford his wages is pretty small. 4. Danny Welbeck. It's fair to say the last year has been one to forget for Danny Welbeck. The injury-prone English forward went into the 2018-19 season in good health, having made 43 appearances for Arsenal the previous campaign and contributing to 12 goals in all competitions, his most prolific output in 4 years. But by early November, his season was over, as he suffered a nasty ankle injury against Sporting in the Europa League, and it's also spelled the end of his career at the Emirates, with the Gunners choosing not to renew his contract come May. While fitness problems and the lack of goal-scoring prowess has seen Welbeck's stock drop over the years, the former Man United man remains a useful squad player when he's not on the physio table, and at 28 still has a few years of top-flight football left in him. However, pay could be an issue, with reports suggesting Welbeck is looking for £100,000 a week. While that's 20k less than what he was on at the Emirates, it's still a hefty wage for a middling club to spend on a forward who has never hit double figures in a league campaign. So, as you'd expect, West Ham have been strongly linked with him. 3. Neven Subotić. Another player whose career has been disrupted by continual spells on the sidelines, Neven Subotić left Borussia Dortmund for St Etienne in 2018 after 10 years at the Westfalenstadion and helped the French club pit Marseille to 4th in Ligue 1, their highest finish in 5 years. But while the Serbian centre-back played more than 2,000 minutes for Levier in 2018-19, he missed the final 7 games of the season, and his 18-month contract was left to run down. Now 30, Subotic's best days are clearly behind him, and a relative lack of interest in his services is worrying for a man once indispensable to Jurgen Klopp. But a free transfer plus a relatively modest wage represents a good opportunity for a club in need of defensive reinforcement. Arsenal have been touted as a potential destination for the 2-time Bundesliga winner. However, a return to the Bundesliga seems more likely, with Fortuna Düsseldorf reportedly interested. 2. Adrián. West Ham finally said goodbye to Andy Carroll this summer, but while the injury-prone striker could be useful to a lower league table side in need of a big man up top, the most valuable asset leaving East London on a free is arguably goalkeeper Adrián. The Spanish stopper joined the Hammers on a free in 2013, after just 1 season playing regular first-team football for Real Betis, and in his first Premier League campaign won the club's Signing of the Season award, and came runner-up to Mark Noble in the Player of the Year stakes. And even when he was effectively replaced by Joe Hart in the 2017-18 campaign, he was on hand to step up when the former England #1 hit nightmare form, helping the side win 37% of their games compared to 16% with Hart between the sticks. But with Lucas Fabianski now comfortably #1 at the London Stadium, Adrián is surplus to requirements. At 32, he's still a decent age for a goalkeeper, and if he doesn't fancy a move back to La Liga or elsewhere, Bournemouth could do with him. 1. Franck Ribéry. While fellow Bayern Munich legend Arjen Robben decided to hang up his boots following the end of his contract at the Allianz Arena, Franck Ribéry is very much up for grabs this summer. At the time of recording, the former Marseille man is yet to decide on his future. But judging by the fact he made 25 Bundesliga appearances last term, his best record since 2012-13, the 36-year-old is in good shape for one last challenge. However, the biggest rumour surrounding Ribéry's future this summer has been an outrageous one, with the Frenchman linked with a move to Sheffield United, who played exclusively with two up front during their promotion campaign. He has since said he wants to play for a big club, but like with Dani Alves, the possibility of one of Europe's elite finding space for a man who realistically has 2 years left, when they are almost all trying to cut their squad ages, seems unlikely. We reckon a move back to Ligue 1 would be his best bet. So those were our 10 players who your club can pick up on a free this summer. What did you think, and have we missed anyone else out? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel and click the video on screen right now. And that's me done because my voice is about to go.